In Wednesday's business report, African ministers and business people joined their American counterparts here in Washington earlier this month for a follow-up on the Africa-U.S. Business Summit and U.S.-Africa policy. Let's go to Africa 54 business correspondent Jill Malandrino, who's standing by in New York. Hello, Jill.
Hi, good afternoon, Vincent. So, the goal of the summit was to discuss greater economic engagement despite lingering uncertainty over the United States' position towards global trade. Three key topics emerged: the U.S.-Africa relationship, pandemic response, and partnership and regional integration.
Now, it seems as if Trump's administration has not even commented on Africa and U.S. policy towards the continent, at least not so much.
It seems that Africa is off the agenda in Washington as the White House is preoccupied with domestic scandals and topics like immigration, healthcare, terrorism in countries like North Korea. One major problem is that even after 6 months in power, Trump still hasn't filled some important posts dealing with Africa at the State Department, which deals with U.S. foreign policy. So Trump approaches international issues with a very transactional type of attitude, looking to make great deals. The concern is neglect of long-term alliances and regional cooperation could lead to a political and economic vacuum in Africa, a gap other countries such as China, India, or Brazil are only too eager to fill. Ultimately, that's not good for the U.S. in terms of holding the top economic spot on the global stage.
Because unless you make deals on every front, right? But you did mention fighting terrorism being as a priority for President Trump, and that there is a synergy there with countries like Nigeria, right?
Right, that's an excellent point, and something that German publication Deutsche Welle highlights as well. The United States is almost certain to step up its engagement in Africa with the military, particularly fighting terrorist groups. One of the central campaign promises of Donald Trump during last year's elections. Military might, economic development, and good governance have to go hand in hand to maintain and improve stability. So I'm curious to see if our current relationship will continue as usual, since there's not really virtually been any conversation around a policy shift towards Africa.
Jill, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Africa 54 business correspondent Jill Malandrino, reporting live from New York.